everything is going to zero. GameStop is over here selling product 30% over MSRP, and shelves are bare. You know, we have people scalping, buying out the vending machines, you name it. Bull runs over, sell your stock. It's done for. This is it.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
By the way, if you didn't know, that was sarcasm. Hey guys, my name is Noah, and I'm the owner of Summon Supply. Today, we're going to be going over a few things regarding the state of the market, what's going on, scalpers, and just overall the drama that is just happening due to the fact that Destined Rivals is just sold out everywhere. You know, Final Fantasy for Magic the Gathering, you know, you have collector boxes going over the thousands of dollars, and just overall the state of the market. So if you guys haven't seen, or you live under a rock, or whatever it may be, just don't care. Destined Rivals, the new Pokemon collection, dropped on the 30th or 31st, one of those two. Honestly, I didn't keep track. Been too busy with what I got going on over here. The launch and lead up to Destined Rivals was insane. Everyone was, you know, this is going to be the set that, you know, dethrones Prismatic Evolutions. You know, this is what everyone wanted. But ultimately, I think the set failed. It fell short. But in terms of accessibility, this was probably the easiest set to obtain at MSRP or retail pricings from, you know, Walmart, Target, or even GameStop. Now, GameStop, on the other hand, they decided to play things a little differently this time around. Instead of, you know, sticking to their roots of we're going to sell it for MSRP and yada, 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 they went out of their way to sell it 30% above the suggested price from the manufacturer, or MSRP. So that already ticks people off. On top of that, it seems their whole SKU limiting technique for online orders or anything of the sorts just got completely decimated by scalpers. So now you have what is supposed to be, you know, a $59 ETB selling for $120. And because of Destined Rivals, there have been a lot of drama. Now, as a business, I have my own views and opinions when it comes to this, but I want to hear from y'all to see how exactly you guys stand, and we can have a discussion if you leave some notes down at the bottom. But before we get into all of the shenanigans that are going on in the world of social media, we're going to talk about a few things in regards to just ultimately the state of the game, you know, the hobby, what may be. Now, this doesn't only pertain to Pokemon. As you guys know, I predominantly sell Magic the Gathering. I do dabble in Pokemon, but due to the fact of it, it's kind of hard to get. It's not something that I put my eggs into. Now, as a business, I would love to get my hands on this product. I can't justify buying it at some absurd price to then try turning a profit by breaking down boxes or flipping sealed product. Like I said, it doesn't just apply to Pokemon. Magic the Gathering, the new set, Final Fantasy is coming out here soon. Not so much Edge of Eternities, but Final Fantasy, it's absurd. You have boosters, per se, that whether it be the commander decks or whatnot, but a set of commander decks goes for $149 MSRP. Right now, you're looking at $300 just for the base commander decks. Collector's edition, you're looking at roughly $1,200 for 4 decks. And that's completely absurd. At no point could you turn a profit, depending on the price of the cards, but ultimately, it's just, you can't support those prices. It's insane. And if you know anything about collecting, you know that this isn't necessarily the demand that is skyrocketing these prices. It's the scalpers with their scripts and their bots, whatever it may be. That sketchy LGS owner that pays people in his local community to camp outside of a Target or Walmart to clear the shelves. That is what is driving the prices up, and that is ultimately what is going to be the catalyst. I can't say whether it's going to be the downfall or the bull run in terms of price action, but that is the state of the market. That is what is causing this price fluctuation. All right, now that we got the screen up, we can kind of go over the price actions in terms of Pokemon. As you can see here, booster packs. If you guys are wondering, my screen's over here, so just deal with it. But booster packs, obviously, you're not going to just buy booster packs unless they're sleeved. MSRP $4.50. GameStop selling it at $6. All right. The booster bundles $27. GameStop $40. Booster boxes 36 packs, you're looking at $162. GameStop $200. All right. Build and battle box, nobody really buys them, but $22 MSRP, $25 at GameStop. Then you got the 3-pack blisters for $14. Guess what? GameStop is selling them for $19. Obviously, this is come and gone the set released a couple days ago. But that being said, when a retail store is going to charge 30% on top of what the MSRP is, that ultimately is going to have the scalpers or business owners that don't have allocation to increase their prices. And if y'all don't know, getting a distribution, supply chain for your company is extremely hard. A lot of people are misunderstood when it comes to that as well. Just because you have distro doesn't mean you're getting it below MSRP. A lot of these distribution centers are also upcharging and setting the bar higher because they realize they can. And because of that, you have a company who usually sells at MSRP. Now they're selling it a little bit above due to the fact that they're getting it at MSRP or above. And if they are getting it below, well, nobody's really going to know if they are getting it below MSRP when the rest of the market is selling it at 20, 30, even 100% above MSRP. Now back to the screen. That is literally just for Destined Rivals. We're not even talking about Black Bolt and White Flare yet, which is another set that, in the midst of the hype of Destined Rivals, decided to be announced as a dual set where it complements each other. And now that's gaining all the hype, and that is supposedly supposed to release, I believe, at the end of the month, maybe August. One set is released, another set is already announced, and ultimately it's just going to crash the prices of the current set and whatnot. Now back to Destined Rivals. Here we have the Elite Trainer box, which is selling for $97 on TCG Player. You may be able to find it cheaper, but currently the market has that at $97 for a $60 item. Now, I'm not going to bash people selling it above market. Get your bag, do what it is you want to do. As a business owner, I understand. All right. That being said, because of these pricings, the rest of the community, the ones that can't get access to the product, they're in an uproar. And ultimately, that is going to cause issues on social media, which we'll get to in just a moment. Over here, we have the booster bundles, which this one isn't as bad. As you can see, the booster bundles were selling for around $30, GameStop $40. Well, over here it's $49.99. Booster boxes $260. All right, that's $50. Obviously, if you get it at $200 from GameStop, you're going to want to turn a profit. This is going to just continuously happen in this state of the market. And everyone just needs to realize this is what we are doing. All right. This is how things are. It's not going to change no matter how much you raise your fist and complain to the Twitter gods of the Pokemon world or the Magic the Gathering world. It's just, this is the prices we are looking at and are going to continue looking at until this bubble pops. If you're not that big into Pokemon, but you do like Magic, this is going to be a Final Fantasy Commander deck set. This is your base set, all right? Not the collector's edition. $380, and it's a pre-sale, all right? Arceus that just launched, what, a few months ago? Their Commander decks, $200, all right, for the set of 5. That is 5 decks for $200. Here, yeah, the Final Fantasies, $380 for the base edition. If you want to see what the Commander decks for the collector's edition, $1,100 for a Commander deck. These decks right here are supposed to be for people who want pre-made decks and are able to just buy something and play. Now, no one here, no entry-level player is buying a collector's deck, so I understand that there's going to be a great increase when it comes to these kinds of prices, but ultimately these kind of prices, they're outrageous. How to get out my support Nigel for this Twitter drama that we are about to get into. All right, Nigel, let's see what's going on in the world of Twitter. As many of you may know, there is a large company called Forged in Fire. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of drama and previous things that have happened with them. I'm not going to speak on it. It's purely my speculation on the current matters at hand. And this has to do with the Black Bolt and White Flare sets that are coming up. So if we go over here, go to Twitter, Forged in Fire made a post regarding the new sets coming out, stating, "We've had MSRP or less drops every Scarlet and Violet set, but after Destined Rivals, we decided to sit the next one out. There will be no pre-orders. We'll let the market determine the price at release, and we will put up all our products with no limits. Enjoy." Now, you're probably wondering what is going on, and I'm going to give the most unbiased account of what is happening. For Forged in Fire, when they released their Destined Rivals pre-orders for ETBs, booster boxes, you name it, they had some individuals who bypassed the allocation limits per order. When they publicized this to cancel, the community was in an uproar, and they raised the prices of the pre-orders to above MSRP. And there's speculation that this company raised the prices or canceled these orders because they see that they were able to sell it for much, much more. Now, that's purely speculation. That's not my account on this. It's whatever it is on the internet, and you can't trust everything you read. But there's already some backlash when it comes to Forged in Fire. I personally have purchased multiple items through them, and I am not going to let some Twitter drama or speculation determine whether or not I purchase from them. When the deals are deals, and the prices for whatever item I am buying is comfortable with me, I'm going to purchase it. With the Black Bolt and White Flare set, because of the uproar of the community, they decided to go another route. Obviously, that did not settle well with majority of the community, as we'll see in just a moment. But I want to hear y'all's take on this. What should Forged in Fire have done? What should businesses that are in this position do? And ultimately, what would you like to see Coming from a business, when it comes to new products, just when you do, make sure to keep in mind that companies ultimately have to make a profit as well. And we're not going back to the time where, you know, prices are below MSRP on shelves because it's just oversaturated with product. Now, we're going to go down here, just read a few of these tweets, and we will see. So we have this little meme here. My brother in Christ, run that by me again. All right. Obviously, if you don't understand this, it's kind of a WTF moment. All right. We scroll down a little bit more. We have the store who continues to sell at MSRP will be remembered and supported, not this scalping BS. All right. There's also a good one right here. Wait, do you guys get at wholesale price? If so, that is absolutely scumbag business to charge market on something you are getting below MSRP. If it's priced at market, why would anyone choose to purchase through you instead of the open market? I pre-ordered Destined Rivals from you back in January and received a sealed case with no issue. If your price is fair and it's available, I'll buy it. I'm going to screenshot this for when you have to sell below MSRP and say that second market doesn't dictate prices. Just keep that same energy. Yes, I screenshot this tweet as well and will post on all socials. Good luck with that. Fortune Fire Scalping Gaming. Fix it for you. Let me know if you need a new logo. As you can see, the community is not taking very well to Fortune Fire's decision to let the market determine what they sell at. And the response to this uproar was letting them know, hey, when we tried selling at MSRP on our previous ones and tried canceling it due to the fact that people were abusing our systems, you guys complained. And now we were trying to give a hands-off approach to just let you all decide what you want to buy it at. And there's still issues. Now, there are some things that probably shouldn't have been said in their tweets, replying to others. As a business, you need to make sure that you are professional at all times and realize this is not a personal account. You are providing an image for your company with how you respond to people. And ultimately, you have to be the bigger person in terms of, you know, your responses, attitude, and whatnot. Do you think Fortune Fire was okay doing this? How do you think they should have responded? How do you think businesses that are in this predicament should respond? And ultimately, just, I guess, state your opinion on this entirely. Be realistic and understand that the state of the market is not going to change overnight. Thank you all for watching the video. And if you guys enjoyed this, comment, subscribe, like the video, and Nigel and I will see you in another video. Peace.